Hey guys, now we're working with the cylinders. Now remember, it's so easy, and I love these. We leave them in terms of pi, no calculator work that we're going to have to really use. But when I work with the formulas, I don't have to do as many little calculations like I do with prisms, where I have to do perimeter, I have to do base, and all that type of stuff. Here, I can just plug the information in right away to our formulas. First of all, I realize that's not my radius, that's the diameter. The diameter is 16. Well, that means my radius is 1/2 of that, which would be 8 inches. So I'm going to plug in 8 for the radius. And I know for the fact my height, the going up and down between my two bases, is always 10. So when I plug that in, I get 2 times 8, which is 16, times 10, that's 160. And the pi comes along for the ride, remember, square inches. Then we have our surface area. It's just our lateral area plus 2 times the area of our circle, so pi r squared. Again, we can plug it in. We have 160 pi. And then I plug in my value for the radius, which is going to be 8, and that's 8 squared. So I get 160 pi plus 8 squared is 64. So it's going to be 128 pi. So 160 plus 128. I should get on here. What did I just do my math right? 64 times 2. Yeah. We should get 288 pi square inches. Boy, I was second guessing my math there, and it was right. There's your surface area. There's your lateral area. It will work pretty easily. Now, the next problem, don't let it confuse you. Again, the formulas are going to be very important, but notice they left out the important pieces. I need radius and height. Look what they tell you. They go find the lateral area and surface area of a right cylinder with a circumference of 24 pi centimeters and a height equal to half the radius. Give the answers in terms of pi. Now, I always said on the prisms, always draw your base. Well, the cool thing is you don't have to do that for a cylinder because we automatically know the circle is going to be your base. But if you want to, there's nothing wrong with drawing the base out, all right? But here's the thing. I need a radius badly. And the only thing they gave me is circumference. But then I realized, oh, wait. The circumference is a formula. It's 2 pi r. So if I know the end result, I can work backwards to solve for what's missing. So that's exactly what I do. They gave me the circumference. So I plug it in. 24 pi equals 2 pi times the radius. Divide both sides by 2 pi. The radius equals 12. Now that's cool because now I can use that to figure out my height, because the height is equal to half the radius. So 1/2 of 12 equals 6. So that's my height. Now I can just plug and chug them into my two formulas. Lateral area is 2 pi r times the height. So that's 2 pi times the radius of 12 times the height of 6. Gives me 144 pi square centimeters. Again, did I line all my stuff up? Just going straight down, friends. Isn't it amazing how pretty that looks? Then we have our surface area. We have our lateral area plus 2 times the area of our bases, which are circles. So 2 pi r squared. So I go 2 pi, oops, I didn't have to do that. I just messed up real quick. Please forgive me. Let's see if I can get my quick change here. I think it's gonna hate when I have quick air there. Okay. I actually just plug in what I already found. That's 144 pi plus what we have now yet calculate. 2 pi times the radius, which is 12 squared. When I do that, I get my 144 pi plus 288 pi. How do I do that? You square the 12 first. That's 144 times 2, be 288 pi. Add them together, you are going to get 432 pi square centimeters. I know I'm going pretty fast, but I want you to remember you can pause this and catch up with me if you need to. But again, it's just formula, plug and chug. I had someone complain, they go, Gregerson, this takes forever. Well, that's the big deal about this. These take time. They're not hard to do, but they take time. And we expect you to know every single piece. Okay? We expect you to know every single part. It's just how it is when you work with these. All right, now let's look at the other one. Let's just find the lateral area and surface area of a cylinder with a base area of 49 pi and a height that's 2 times the radius. Once again, do you notice we don't have the diagram, but also they didn't blatantly give us the radius or height. We're going to have to do another work backwards problem. And luckily I know the area of a circle is pi r squared. So I can go 49 pi is equal to pi r squared. Divide both sides by pi. I get 49 is equal to the radius squared. I take the square root. The radius is going to be a positive 7. Now it says the height is 2 times the radius. So this time I got to go 2 times 7, which is 14. Now it's again just plug and chug into our formulas. So I got 2 pi, my radius is 7, my height is 14. 14 times 14 is 196 pi. And then this time I didn't give you units, so you just say square units. Your surface area, again, remember this is your lateral area, so I just plug it in, 196 pi. And then we plug in our radius again here to figure out what we're working with, so 7 squared. So I get 196 pi plus 98 pi. You add them together, and you get 294 pi square units. So there's your surface area, there's your lateral area. These take time, but guys, they're so doable. Now, normally I don't take tons of time to do this, but I do want to show you this problem. We didn't get to this in the notes, but I think it's real important. And you're going to hear me fly through this. This is to find the surface area of this figure, and that's made up of a rectangular prism and a triangular prism. And to do surface area, remember it's the sum of all of the areas. And I think for most people, if we do the divide and conquer, it makes it really easy. But here's my number one thing. Do not calculate the area of the piece that's in between. I want only the stuff on the surface. So there's a few things we need to remember. For instance, this side, if this one's 4, that's 4. I have a 3, 4, oh yeah, 5, triple. Oh yeah, 3, 4, 5, triple. So when we do that, I know this side over here would be 2, which makes this one 2. I now have enough information to solve for all the different sides of the figure. Now, understand, on this triangular prism, I have to get the 2 triangles, this top and this back side. So to find the area of the triangles, I'm just going to go base times height over 2. That's just 4 times 3 over 2, which equals 6. Okay? Now, there's 2 of them, so don't forget that we'll have 2. So I'm going to have a running total down here. I'm going to have 2 times 6, the 2 triangles. I then have to find the area of this top rectangle. So that's base times height, right? So I end up having 2 times 5. That equals 10. So I know plus 10 is for that surface here. But now I also have to get the back side here, and that's going to be, oh, I just realized that's going to be a 2 here. So if this is 2, that's 2. That makes that one 2. So I have 2 times 3, so another base times height problem. So we get 2 times 3, that's 6. So I got plus 6. So I really just took care of the top part. But now I have to get the 5 pieces of those down below. And you could do the lateral area, you could do surface area. I just think this case, let's just go ahead and do the rectangles by themselves over and over again. I got 2 of them that are the same size here. And that's ones that are 4 by 3s, because here's the 3. So base times height, I got 4 times 3, which is 12. I have 2 of those, so 2 times 12. So the front and back are taken. Let's do the sides, right and left. I get my base times height. I'm going to get 2 times 3, which is 6, but I have 2 of those. I have this one in the front and that one in the back, or to the right, to the left is the better way of saying it. So I get plus 2 times 6. Now I have just the one on the bottom. So area, I'm just going to go area bottom. And again, that's a rectangle, so that's just base times height. So that's 4 times 2, which equals 8. Now here's all we're going to have to do is just punch that into your calculator and solve for the composite of the figure. Now I like, of course, doing a lot of this stuff in my head. I'm horrible at it, but you guys know I like doing that. So 12 plus 10 is 22, plus 6 is 28, plus 24 is 42, plus 12 is 54, plus 8 is 62. So that should be 62 square centimeters. We divide and conquered. Now, we're not going to do the last problem on our notes, but do know that we will work with other problems later like this at the end of the chapter.